Okay, so we're here along with MSNBC contributor Mike Barnicle, MSNBC political analyst and former chairman of the Republican National Committee Michael Steele, and former governor of Vermont and former chairman of the Democratic National Committee Howard Dean. Willie Geist is in London with our lead story. But, Joe, a couple of things coming up. I'm really conflicted.
About what?
About Mayor Bloomberg. I was just about to just completely fall in with his third term, and now he's doing something that it's pulling me back a little bit.
Well, listen,
Not that
I think what he's doing is he's proving that he loves America.
Yeah.
He's inviting Scott Brown to his house, and he's going to raise money for Scott Brown.
Why would he do that?
I bet our good friend Steve Ratner will be there as well. But no, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so that's coming up.
He loves America too. But I'll tell you, if you can't believe somebody, can't believe that Mitt Romney would go to London and decide to start criticizing how they're running the Olympic Games. I mean, what's he going to do in Israel? Look around and go, you know what?
I'm a tad bit worried about the trip to Israel.
I think the Palestinians probably should have all of Jerusalem. I mean, and then what's he going to do in Poland? Say Hitler was right? No, you don't do
What's he going to do? Polish jokes?
What's he doing? Polish jokes in Poland.
All right.
Boy,
well,
what a stumble yesterday.
That was a big stumble. That's our lead story this morning, and obviously it has an Olympic connection. So we'll go to Willie Geist in London for that. Willie.
Mika, I got to show you a couple of papers this morning. The covers are all, of course, about the opening ceremony, but inside the Daily Mail, who invited party pooper Romney?
Oh, no.
That's the headline there.
It's
Then another of the newspapers, the London Times says, "Nowhere man Romney loses his way with gaffe about the games." They're taking this awfully personally over here, outraged over the comment Mitt Romney made to Brian Williams in an interview a couple of nights ago. The Daily Mail headline also, Romney's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day in London. From the Guardian's website, Mitt Romney's Olympics blunder stuns number 10 and hands gift to Obama. The headlines all coming in response to this comment made about London's readiness for the games.
In the short time you've been here in London, do they look ready to your experienced eye?
You know, it's hard to know just how well it will turn out. There are a few things that were disconcerting. The stories about the private security firm not having enough people, the supposed strike of the immigration and customs officials, that obviously is not something which is encouraging. Because in the games, there are three parts that make games successful. Number one, of course, are the athletes. That's what overwhelmingly the games are about. Number two are the volunteers, and they'll have great volunteers here. But number three are the people of the country. Do they come together and celebrate the Olympic moment? And that's something which we only find out once the games actually begin.
So Prime Minister David Cameron caught wind of that remark and shot back during a news conference here in Olympic Park yesterday.
I think we'll show the whole world, not just that we come together as a United Kingdom, but also we're extremely good at welcoming people from across the world. So I'll obviously make those points to Mitt Romney. We are holding an Olympic Games in one of the busiest, most active, bustling cities anywhere in the world. I mean, of course, it's easier if you hold an Olympic Games in the middle of nowhere.
So that's a little shot, obviously, at Salt Lake City. The mayor's office in Salt Lake City was listening, issuing a statement of its own. Quote, David Cameron can stop by any time. We'd love to have him. Happy to send a map so he doesn't run into any trouble locating the middle of nowhere. That's from the mayor of Salt Lake City. The diplomatic tension didn't end there, with the Olympic torch arriving in Hyde Park yesterday to a gathering of about 60,000 people. Some said it was 75, 80,000. London's Mayor Boris Johnson used Romney's comment to fire up the crowd.
There are some people who are coming from around the world who don't yet know about all the preparations we've done to get London ready in the last 7 years. I hear there's a guy called Mitt Romney who wants to know whether we're ready. He wants to know whether we're ready. Are we ready?
Then things really got awkward because Romney still had a meeting with Prime Minister Cameron on the schedule. So he spent the rest of the day walking back his original comment to Brian, hoping to smooth things over.
Governor, did you intend to criticize the way London has prepared for these games?
I'm very delighted with the prospects of a highly successful Olympic Games. What I've seen shows imagination and forethought and a lot of organization. and expect the games to be highly successful.
Of course, there will be errors from time to time, but those are all overshadowed by the extraordinary demonstrations of courage, character, and determination by the athletes.
You know, Willie, we have a rule here. You never compare anybody to, like, Hitler or Nazi. But, I mean, you know, Jesse Owens had Hitler to run against in 1936, and now it looks like all of these London politicians have Mitt Romney to run against. Can you believe Boris the mayor gets in front of this huge crowd and is using Mitt Romney as the red meat to throw out?
Well, you and I have met. You and I have met Boris Johnson, so yes, I can believe that he did that. He's quite a character.
Great, yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of politicians sitting around the table right there. It seems to me that's a pretty easy question to answer when you're seated in London on the eve of the games. What a wonderful city. Yes. I'm sure they're going to be ready. It's a great game. Yes. There was a little context to it. He said, well, you can never be prepared for what happens. Some things might come up. They've had some problems. There is some context there, but I would take the easy out on that question.
Welcome to London.
Situation.
The White House didn't waste the moment. Press Secretary Jay Carney started his briefing yesterday, pointing out that President Obama has the utmost confidence in the UK's ability to manage the Olympic Games. Joe, I'm not sure how fair this is. Mitt Romney did run the Olympics.
Listen, he ran the Olympics, and I'm sure he thought that he was giving a legitimate analysis to Brian Williams and talking about what he needed to look for. That said, obviously, when you're overseas, you have to be extra careful. This is actually, I'm not going to say damaging, but it is such a missed opportunity for Mitt Romney because Great Britain has felt over the past 4 years that Barack Obama has not understood the special relationship between America and Britain. I felt that way. A lot of people have felt that way. Mitt Romney's even discussed it. And yet now he has managed in a day to make Barack Obama seem like the favorite son of London. It was just a dumb thing to do. Will it be damaging in the long term? No, but it adds to the idea that this guy's just clunky and he is not nimble on his feet.
That's a good way of putting it. Let's get an analysis from the table here. Michael Steele.
Well, this is a great lesson.
Can he do anything right?
This is a great lesson in how to win friends and influence people. And I think the reality of it is, as I said to the governor a little bit earlier, I sat there and I watched this whole thing unfold and I kept having flashbacks as I'm listening to a crowd of 60,000 boo Mitt Romney to 250,000 cheering Barack Obama and his European tour in 2008. And that's the contrast that you don't want replayed here in America, number one. Number two, I don't care if you ran the Olympics. I don't care if you invented the Olympics. When you're running for president of the United States, you're on foreign soil, to Joe's point, where you know that there are already tensions at the diplomatic level, if you will, between the U.S. and Britain on various issues for whatever reason. That's your opportunity to go in there and to shine and to be above it all and not to be the analyst of the Olympics.
Willie Geist?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you one of the op-eds in the Daily Mail today. This is on the day of the opening ceremonies. There are two op-eds, one about the Olympics. The other is this giant one. Obama should be on the rocks, so why is his millionaire jet skiing rival struggling to stay afloat?
Oh, boy.
They're taking this very hard, this Mitt Romney moment. It's now spurred a bunch of opinion pieces in all these papers about Romney.
I feel like I'm outnumbered here, but I feel like this is just a little unfair to Romney.
No, this is a problem of his own making. Believe me, I had a few of these problems of my own making.
Okay, so tell me, you speak from experience.
Yeah, here's what the problem is. The problem is this is his opportunity. This is why you do these trips, to look presidential, and he certainly isn't going to look presidential.
So what should he have said?
I don't care what he does in Israel and Poland. This is going to be the thing people remember. He should have said what Willie said he should have said.
I want to ask Joe the same question.
But here's the problem. This is not what you want to spend July talking about when you're getting ready for September. Do I think this is going to have a big effect on the race? No.
Right.
But it's a major missed opportunity. He went abroad. He didn't look presidential.
He could have moved the meter in a different direction.
He could have moved the meter, and he looks, as you said, clunky.
What should he have said, Joe? Joe? Did we lose this? Oh, I lost a shot.
He should have
Has he ever been invited into someone's home?
Who? Joe?
No, Mitt Romney. I mean, you go into someone's home for dinner and there's a yellow Naugahyde couch that you're looking at.
Yeah.
This is it.
And you
This
say,
is it.
geez, what a beautiful couch. You're in someone's home. You're in someone else's country. I mean, come on. The guy is, first of all, the guy can't remember, or he doesn't.
That was when
his wife's event is
Total
being held.
disconnect.
Well, also, he didn't remember Ed Miliband's name.
That's
that was
a problem.
bad.
Yeah, the opposition leader.
That's not a good thing. That was bad.
Well,
that could have an effect
Who's
down
John
the road.
Boehner,
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have that, Alex? Because there's, it's from The Independent, but he forgot his name. There was also the
He'll pay a price. If
meeting that he
wins
wasn't
the
supposed to
presidency,
share.
he'll pay a price for that at some point. They'll gloss it over, but that is how you. That does have an effect on relationships.
What do you think it was? Jet lag? I mean, you say it's unfair. It is unfair to a certain degree.
he
but
ran the Olympics
politics
and
is
apparently there were
inherently unfair.
Right.
But weren't there some security? Yeah.
There were, Mika, and I understand the point that you're making, but again, this is not about you running the Olympics.
Yeah.
And even if you ran the Olympics, you should at least know not to go and criticize someone else's handling of those Olympics.
Okay, Joe, we have the shot. What should he have said?
Listen, this is a no-brainer. What should you, just like Mike says, when you go into this, you see the yellow dog guy, and they go, "What do you think of my yellow?" I go, man, what? That is special. I've been to thousands and thousands of homes. I've never seen anything like that. You should really be proud.
That's what you said about my couch. I just got new furniture. Do you not like it? What are you saying? See, I don't want a liar in my house. Seriously? I mean, but he was asked about the analysis. He was asked to analyze
You
the
punt.
security.
You don't. That's the first thing. That's 101A in politics. Do not answer the question you were asked by the reporter. Answer the one you'd like to answer.
Right.
Do not do that. He fell right into it. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I can't believe the job the British people have done. This looks great. Can't wait for the games to start. Next question.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
You know, exactly.
Right.
Next.
Because he's responding, Mika, to, as he said, purportedly, supposedly, he's not sure of the facts of the readiness and preparedness. Just take the high road on it and move off of it. It's not a question for him to really
I'm
answer.
speculating. I'm guessing he's feeling really comfortable because he did the Olympics himself, and all of a sudden he just falls into this analysis stuff.
Try Joe.
You can't do that.
Joe, can you hear me? No,
I'm with you.
All
Can
right,
you hear me?
so jump in. I just wasn't sure if the shot was good. I don't know.
No, I don't know. We're having some problems here. But really quickly, though, to follow up on what Mike said, you were polite to people, and also this is a no-brainer. Wherever you go, whether you're going to London or whether you're going to a town meeting in the middle of nowhere, you compliment the people.
For example.
Well, I wouldn't say that's the middle of nowhere, but it's you don't sit around and speculate on how the games could go wrong when you're on a foreign policy trip. And why does this matter? This matters because this is a guy that's going to be representing us across the globe if he's elected president of the United States. I know you said this is an insignificant blunder. It's not really an insignificant blunder because when he's president of the United States, imagine when he's not nimble enough to make the right comments when he's overseas.
Yeah.
Imagine how what now is fodder for headlines and editorial pages suddenly becomes a diplomatic incident. It's concerning to me.
Okay. Well, let me add this, which to me seems more of a headline, but I'm definitely outnumbered this morning. Romney's secret meeting with the head of MI6, Britain's intelligence agency. That meeting was to discuss the unrest in Syria. Only problem, the meeting wasn't much of a secret because Romney told reporters about it. Take a listen.
I appreciated the insights and perspectives of the leaders of the government here and opposition here, as well as the head of MI6.
MI6, the British didn't admit MI6 existed until about 15 years ago.
So
it was supposed to be a secret.
That, to me, feels a little bit more problematic.
It is. I mean, this is a disastrous trip from one end to the other, and it's just there's no way do I think he'll recover? Probably, but this is probably the worst trip that any presidential candidate has taken in memory. Really,
I can think of presidents vomiting or something.
No, presidential candidate.
I mean, I wouldn't put it up there as the worst, but it clearly is a lesson in what not to do.
Think of a worse one. I can't think of candidate, not president. We're not talking about.
I hear what you're saying, but
seriously,
okay.
I know.
Put this in perspective, Joe.
I do think it's too early for us to judge how bad this trip is going to be. do have to see, though, what Polish jokes he's going to make, and whether again
Poland is a success story.
He's
a success story. Big success.
Whether he's going to go to Israel, I know, but he'll miss that, and whether he's going to go to Israel and start talking about those poor Palestinians needing all of Jerusalem, that it just doesn't seem fair to him. I mean, let's see how the rest of the trip goes. This was a bad start, and I think again, what we see here in Mitt Romney is a man who's a successful dad, a great husband, a great businessman, a great organizer of the Olympics, a savior of the Olympics, but a man who is just not comfortable as a politician. He is doing this, I think, because, I don't know, I'm not going to be a psychiatrist, but he's not doing this because he loves politics. He's just not comfortable with it at all, and you can sense that, and that becomes very troublesome for the campaign staff. I'm sure they're all horrified right now.